Who knew completely different films could mesh together so smoothly? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie crossovers. For this list, we've narrowed it down to crossovers between different films and franchises where one or more characters appear in or at least cameo in different flicks. However, Easter eggs or special features you can only find on the movie's DVD are not eligible.
Raphael, why do I have to get it? You said you wanted to learn how to be bossy, right? This is how you learn. Extra ice, 2 straws.
Number 10, Special Agent Ray Nicolette, Jackie Brown, and Out of Sight.
I never saw that one.
I heard a lot about you. Likewise.
Both are based on Elmore Leonard novels and feature the same actor playing the same character. But that's more or less where the similarities between these movies end.
I guess.
Michael Keaton's ATF agent Ray Nicolette is a major character in Jackie Brown, but his importance is reduced to a brief cameo when he appears beside George Clooney and J-Lo in Out of Sight.
Going in there, full SWAT, 2 choppers, that whole deal.
But even so, it's also an example of a movie crossover between 2 ingenious directors. In this case, Quentin Tarantino and Steven Soderbergh.
I've got one thing to say. You better hope we find him before he finds you.
Number 9, Wang Gang the One-Armed Swordsman and Zatoichi and the One-Armed Swordsman.
Okay, I never saw that one either.
This is a classic example of a crossover between different franchises, genres of film, cultures, and languages. Zatoichi and the One-Armed Swordsman mashes up the wuxia and chambara genres from Hong Kong and Japan respectively, and the movie's dialogue is in both Mandarin and Japanese. But the most badass of fight scenes don't need dialogue, and this one's got plenty. Featuring 2 major action heroes, one from each country, it's a movie where friends become foes and an epic battle ensues to settle things once and for all. Number 8, Jay and Silent Bob, Clerks and Dogma.
Yeah.
I'm Jay. This is my head of a life mate, Silent Bob.
One's tall, skinny, and won't shut up. One's shorter, squatter, and quiet as can be. But both are mainstays of Kevin Smith's movies in general. However, their best moments arguably come in these 2 movies.
But what are you doing hanging around?
Well, we're here to pick up chicks.
From selling weed outside a convenience store in their classic black and white screen debut,
I feel good today, Silent Bob. We're gonna make some money. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to that party, we're gonna get some pussy. And I'm gonna this bitch, I'll anything that moves.
to being seen as prophets and being kissed by Alanis Morissette 5 years later. These 2 make for some hilarious and highly entertaining scenes wherever they are in the View Askew-niverse.
Come on, Silent Bob, let's get the out of this jib joint with this Dante, you cock smoker.
Number 7, King Kong and Godzilla. King Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh, I bet Kong has no chance.
Especially can't wait for the new one coming out.
Tails.
This movie is one of the first few that either of these iconic kaiju creatures appeared in.
Mommy, let's go see Godzilla.
And we're not surprised. Pitting these 2 iconic monsters against each other is a natural move. And when they finally meet in Japan, it's everything we expected and then some, complete with rock throwing and atomic breath bursts.
Kong.
Despite the fact that multiple American blockbusters, as well as almost 30 Japanese films, have been made about Godzilla, this crossover flick is still the most successful of that franchise to date. Number 6, Frankenstein and the Wolfman. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman.
Never saw
Wild
it.
animal around here a few years ago. It killed people, bit through their throats, drained their blood. Did they kill it? Was the John Talbot thought he did, sir.
The fifth movie, based on Mary Shelley's Eternal Frankenstein character, ended up being a crossover film, featuring performances from Bela Lugosi and Lon Chaney Jr.
A bit difficult to believe, my good man.
This 40s monster flick is one of the earliest examples of a successful crossover movie, bringing everyone's favorite horror characters together to torture townsfolk and fight each other. Its success meant that a slew of ensemble monster movies were made, one of which gave the Wolfman the chance to meet Count Dracula in House of Frankenstein.
Do as I ask, and I will serve you. I will protect the earth upon which you lie, so that before sunrise, your coffin will always be ready for you.
Number 5. Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse
yes.
framed Roger Rabbit.
He's a tune. You can drop anything you want on his
That's
head
still
and
one of
shake
my
it
favorite
off.
family
The
films of all
combination of
time.
animation and live action wasn't the only great crossover this movie brought us.
Cut! What the hell was wrong with that take?
In his fictional world of Toontown, Roger rubbed shoulders with numerous iconic cartoon characters from several other franchises, not the least of which were Disney characters. In fact, in one notable scene, good guy Eddie Valiant falls through the sky with a particularly classic bunny and mouse.
Hey, what's up, Doc? Jumping without a parachute? Kinda dangerous, ain't it?
Yeah.
You could get killed.
Of course, the epic piano battle with drawn ducks Daffy and Donald is also unforgettable. It's nice to see all these movie companies getting along.
That's all, folks.
Number 4. Captains James T. Kirk and Jean-Luc Picard, Star Trek Generations.
Never saw it.
It is very
I'm not really a
that you
Star
tell me
Trek kind of
everything
fan.
that you know.
It was the character crossover Trekkers were dreaming about.
That is true.
Although William Shatner's Captain Kirk is retired and missing, he and Patrick Stewart's Picard meet up after Jean-Luc goes through the Nexus, an energy ribbon that allows those within it to experience their wildest dreams for an infinite amount of time.
James D. Kirk.
Beautiful day.
It is in the Nexus that the two captains meet up to stop the latest bad guy.
We have to stop a man called Sauron from destroying a star.
And the crossing of the two generations of this sci-fi series helped give the movie plenty of box office success.
We have to work together. We are working together. Trust me. Good luck, Captain. Call me Jim.
Number 3. Freddy Krueger and Jason
Yes.
Voorhees, Freddy vs. Jason.
That is still one of my favorite horror crossovers. It's a shame hardly any others get made.
This mashup of Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street is definitely one of the best slasher movie crossovers ever, despite what the critics thought.
I'll have to pass that message myself, won't I?
Fans had been waiting since 1993 and the end of Jason Goes to Hell to see what kind of trouble these horror movie mainstays would get into together.
I've been away from my children for far too long.
After meeting in hell, Jason upsets Freddy by not totally succeeding in the job Freddy wanted him to do. And that's when the razor gloves and the machetes come out in full force.
Tilt.
Number 2, Aliens and
No.
Predators.
No.
Alien
Flat
vs. Predator.
out. No.
And Aliens vs. Predator.
No.
Requiem.
No. Now, I love the Alien and Predator franchises,
Though these sci-fi
but
movie
no,
monsters
not
had
Alien
briefly
versus
crossed
Predator.
over thanks to an Alien
Those were
skull
terrible
cameo in
films.
Predator 2,
The action sequences
it's AVP
sucked,
that really
and it
put them
completely made me
against each
disbelieve in
other.
the characters.
Making into a movie what was once just a comic book idea, the film sees a group of archaeologists caught up in a battle between the titular fugly monsters. With the psychological fear of the Alien franchise and the explosive fright of the Predator series, As well as eye-popping special effects, it performed well enough at the box office to merit a sequel in 2007.
Enough! Enough! Enough!
For our top pick teams up, here are a few honorable mentions.
What makes you think that big-nosed nature guy's on this stinky island? Because that's the lastest place we saw them. He was getting eaten by a crocodile. Remember? Nice knowing you, Chucky. Phil!
Yes, officers. There's something wrong?
Have you seen this boy?
No more dead bodies for Daddy tonight.
He can't get in! Come on, Nova!
Number 1. Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk,
Yes.
Thor, and more.
Yes,
The Avengers.
yes. That can still never be topped.
We're not your enemy's banner. Try to think!
Do crossover movies get any more awesome than this? Many of the
Nope.
comic book characters featured in this flick had already released their own amazing movies. So, having them all team up to fight one of the best supervillains in recent memory is a recipe for success.
Enough! You are all of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
With not only an all-star cast of Marvel superheroes, but also an all-star cast of actors, The Avengers was one of the most hotly anticipated movies of 2012, and possibly of ever, which earned critical praise and became the third highest grossing movie of all time. It's a crossover
At
done
the time it
definitely
was.
right.
We won.
All right, hey. All right, good job, guys. Let's just not come in tomorrow. Let's just take a day.
Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite movie crossover? With new top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Hey, these guys want to hear something sick? I got half a stock when she kissed me.
Jay.
I couldn't help it. The bitch was hot.
Oh, that's it. Well, honestly, now, while there were some good ones and some terrible ones like Alien vs. Predator, this was not actually a very bad list. Gotta say, I haven't seen most of these, but I've seen a few of these, and usually a crossover can be good if it's done in the right steps. But this is actually a pretty good video, and I will see you all next time.